Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and I will be the English trainer for this hour. It was nice to see you all. The topic today is types of people. So this will be basically a vocabulary, listening, and speaking activity. So the first thing we will do is look at some vocabulary and make sure that we understand it. Then I will be reading the definitions of the vocabulary words, and you will practice listening to the words to see if you actually understood what we discussed. Then after that, we will discuss the types of people that we just the words that we just learned, and it should be fun. I did this a few days ago at a different time in a different time period, and it was, I think, very informative for people. So this is called types of people. So welcome. If you have a subscription, you're welcome to come in to the class, and I look forward to working with those of you who have already reserved a time. So let me show you real quick the plan. So it's actually a very basic lesson, and these are definitely words that many of you will be new for you. So we will match the definition. I will say the definition of these words, and then you will decide what it is, and then we will discuss it. So it's a very simple word, but these are not words that people know. They're common words, but they're not common in the non-native speaking world. So that is what we will be doing today. So a little about me. My name is Holly, and I am originally from Idaho. So hi, Abimelech. How are you? Again?
Hello, teacher. Nice to see you again.
Yes. So during the weekend, how many hours do you usually study English on VerbLink?
Maybe 8 hours, 9 hours.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And then do you also study a couple hours in the evenings during the weekday, or does it depend?
Weekdays, I usually do have classes in the morning and in the
Okay. So like one class in the morning and one class in the evening?
yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Awesome. Okay. And well, that makes it really nice. Do you think this is more has been more effective for you than if you were going to go to a language school in your city?
Yes, it is very different, I would say, because when I went to that school, uh, I think I went there for 3 months, but I never improved my English anything.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But
And now you're seeing improvement?
yes,
Uh-huh.
I have been studying for only 1 month, and uh,
Mhm.
I feel differences.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And I'm actually starting to see the differences in some people that I've worked with from the beginning, and I'm like, "Oh, wow." So,
Yeah,
uh, it's really cool when it's with, as you know, with learning a language, it's not always you in the beginning you learn a lot and you see a big improvement, and then you get to a plateau and you
yeah,
don't learn as much, and then and so sometimes it's really hard to see improvement in people, and it's really hard to see improvement in yourself as well. So yeah, cool. All right. Well, we had about 4 or 5 people who reserved this time, so hopefully they come. Maybe the words on the board scared them. So, um, so yeah. Um, so, hi, Devram. How are you today?
Hi, teacher. Not bad.
Not bad? Okay. So, Devram, where are you from?
I come from Turkey. I live in
Turkey.
Istanbul. Mhm.
Uh-huh. Okay. So it's morning in Turkey, right? What time is it in Turkey right now?
At 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay. And Sunday morning. Awesome. Okay. And I'm in Idaho, where it is 2 a.m. And then Abimelech, Abimelech is in India. And what time is it there, Abimelech?
Now it's 1:30 p.m.
1:30 p.m. So, yeah, completely different time zones.
Yes.
Yeah. So are you new to Verbling, Devrim, or have you been around for a while?
I have been learning in Verbling for a long time, but your class, I guess this is first time.
Yes, it is first time. I've been around for about 7 or 8 weeks now. So I'm starting to recognize a lot of people, but I think every class I have 1 or 2 people that I do not know, or almost every class. So, yeah. So awesome. Welcome. All right.
Thanks.
So this class is at first glance you think you see the words. I'll show you the words. At first glance you think, oh, this is hard, but then you will find the way it's done. You'll find that you actually know the words by the end. Okay, so these are the words that we're going to work with today. Okay,
Okay.
and hi, Sum Ming. So did you go get some coffee between the classes? Sum Ming?
Me?
Yeah, did you go get coffee?
No, I have a cup of tea.
Cup of tea, okay.
Yeah, in front of me, that is on the desk.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I think a lot of people, when they take class after class, they go get coffee or run, like one person told me he runs errands between classes. So,
Yeah.
okay. So, like I was just telling Devrim and Abimelech, looking at these words, you might go, oh, what did I do? Why did I come to this class? This looks difficult. But actually, by the end of this class, you should know all of these words. That is the plan. And and by the end of this class, you will be able to use these words, okay? Most of these words, all of them are used by native speakers, and they're not strange words. They're normal words. So let's go through these words. First of all, are there any words that you do know? So, Sum Ming, are there any words on here that you do know?
I think all of the work.
Okay, all the words are new?
Yes.
So you know them all, or you don't know them all?
No, I don't know. I don't
Don't
know.
know.
I
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Abimelech, do you know any of these words?
In the right side, I know spouse. That is husband or wife, I think.
Yes.
Sibling, that is how many children you have, I think, or maybe brothers or sister. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's brother or sister. Okay, so you know a couple of words. Okay. And Devrim, do you know any of these words?
Some words I know.
Okay, a couple of them. Okay, so let's go through this. And I promise you guys will know these words by the end. Can't guarantee you'll know them in 2 weeks, but they will be part of your passive vocabulary. And hopefully we'll move them to your active vocabulary by the end of class. Okay, accomplice. Does anybody know what this means? Okay, so bank robber. If you Does everybody know what a bank robber is?
Yes.
Who
Okay.
rob banks?
A person who robs banks. Okay, so an accomplice it would be the person who drives the car. The accomplice the accomplice drives the getaway car after a robbery. Or basically, an accomplice is someone who helps a criminal.
Okay.
Okay, so if somebody is escapes from prison, the person who helps them is their accomplice. Okay, everyone understand?
Yes.
The last tenses, please write. Can you write this?
Yeah. Do you see on the Verbling chat?
Yes, I see.
Do you see? Did you see what I wrote? An accomplice is someone who helps criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can see, but the last sentence, I can't see.
Can you only see one sentence or two sentences?
Two. Okay.
I've only written two.
Did you said two sentences? I guess.
Oh, okay. I don't remember what I said, so sorry. Okay, adjudicator. An adjudicator is a judge in a contest. Does anybody here play chess?
Yes.
Okay. If you play in a chess tournament, the adjudicator will be the person who is the judge. See what's a American Idol. Have you guys seen that TV show? Or The Voice or anything like that. So anyway, an adjudicator is a judge.
Just like in America's Got Talent.
Yes, like in America's Got Talents, the judges would be considered adjudicators.
Okay.
Okay, in a tennis match, maybe he's called. I don't think they're called adjudicators. Usually, they're not sports. Sports has different terminology. Okay, does everyone understand that? Ming, do you understand? It's a judge in a contest.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Yes.
like the sport.
Yeah. Well, sports. I'll quickly go over that. Sports. They have. There is a referee. A referee.
Oh.
Is the adjudicator. Is the adjudicator in sports. Sports like football, basketball, rugby, things like that. So would be a referee. So next word, arbitrator. Arbitrator. This is a word we use with law. If you are in the legal field, you will use arbitration, the word to arbitrate, all the time. Arbitrate and arbitration. And an arbitrator assists people and companies in disputes or arguments. So two companies have disputes, and instead of going to court, they go through arbitration. So they will have an arbitrator or somebody, a negotiator, work with you. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
No.
No. Okay. Say, for example, the two people can get a divorce,
Mm-hmm.
and they have it's a very difficult divorce because they need to work out money and what to do with the children and their property. In some countries, they have two choices. They can go in front of a judge,
Mm-hmm.
or they can go and work with an arbitrator, and the arbitrator negotiates with the two people, so they stay out of the courts.
I want to ask a justificator is an officer.
An arbitrator?
Yeah. No. A justificator.
Adjudicator.
It's an officer.
No.
I don't know.
No. An adjudicator has more to do with competition.
Oh, competition. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So they're a judge in a competition. Where an arbitrator will work with judges in the court of law. So, hello, Arthur. How are you today?
Oh, Holly, I am good. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, today this is a listening and speaking and vocabulary lesson. Okay. So first of all, we're going through this list of words, and they are normal vocabulary words by native speakers, but they're not normal for non-native speakers to know. Okay, and so we're talking about what each one of them is, and then we will do a matching activity, and then we will discuss these words. Okay. So the next word, beneficiary. Ming. Do you have kids?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they adults? Ming.
What's your question?
Do you have any children?
Yes. I know the meaning beneficiary. When I die, my property will give it to my children.
Yes. Okay.
So,
Yeah. So a beneficiary is the person who takes your property and your money when you die. So if I die, my twin sister is my beneficiary. Does everyone understand that?
twin sister.
My twin sister, yeah. Since I don't have a husband and I don't have children, so my twin sister gets everything, and I don't have much, so she'll get my dog. So, and she doesn't like my dog, so it's pretty funny. Castaway. Does everyone know what castaway is? So,
Castaway, can we say to leave someone on the moon?
not on the moon, but it would be on
them
Yeah.
on its own.
On their own. Basically, they live on a desert island because of an accident.
Like
So,
a movie.
like
Like a movie.
yeah.
park. We asked a person. But the airplane have pressed down to the sea, so
Hmm.
he escaped to the island.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was in an airline. He was in an airplane accident, and he got onto an island, and he lived there for 5 years, and then he finally was rescued. Okay, so that's a castaway. Conscript. I'm sorry, Arthur. What country are you from?
I'm from Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan. Okay, so when you guys in Uzbekistan turn 18, do you have to go to the military?
Well, yes. Usually, yes.
Is it voluntary, or is it
Um,
is it
well,
required?
if you go to university, then you are not required to
Mm-hmm.
go to military, and there is also like alternatives,
Mm-hmm.
but it's official alternatives, like you pay money
Mm-hmm.
and you have short term,
Okay.
like
Yes. Okay.
wait. Okay.
So yeah, so and like I think in some countries, in Finland, for example, you either go to the military or you do civil service. You do something. In the U.S., the last time we conscripted anyone into the military was during the Vietnam conflict back in the 70s, because our Army is completely professional. So all the men and women who are in the military now have chosen to go. But if you're conscripted, or in American English, drafted, it means they are required to go to the military. So in Hong Kong, do you guys have a military? And are the men conscripted?
Because in Hong Kong, the Hong Kong citizens,
Uh-huh.
they don't need to be conscript, because the army is from the child people.
Uh-huh.
Meaning that lots of the Hong Kong people, they don't need to be an army.
Okay. Because of Hong Kong. But are Chinese men conscripted? Do they have to serve if you're
No,
conscripted?
no. That's depend on the people, they want to join the army or not.
Okay.
Because the army is like a job. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So to be conscripted or drafted, it means it is a mandatory military service. How about in Turkey? Are people conscripted in Turkey?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So they are also voluntary. Like in America, the entire military is voluntary.
That's strange, because I heard that there was a conflict with Tarkan because he didn't want to serve. Is that something changed in Turkey? I heard that it was really like obligatory that everyone should go and serve.
No.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't think so. Turkey is a multiply cultural people in it, in there, and so we have many problems together live, and always people fighting each other with their culture. I don't think so. We we won't go in a war.
Okay. So it's you have more internal conflicts than external. If you do have conflicts, okay. All right. The next word is expatriate. Does anybody know what that is?
Well, I have an idea. There is a shorter term like expats.
You're right.
That's when like foreigners live in some country, they go there and stay and live. Or,
yeah. So it is. That is exactly the case. In the word expat is actually used more than expatriate. And like for example, in Hong Kong, there's a huge expat community. I've heard, and in Macau, for example, it's a very popular place for expats to live. So expats or expatriates are people who live in a country that is not their own. So when I lived in Finland and when I lived in South Korea, I was considered an expat or an expatriate. Okay. What is a hermit? Does anybody know?
Well, I think it should be relevant to hermitage.
Okay.
Well, probably it's like a legacy or something. Something precious.
Yeah. Well, it's a type of person. Okay.
It's a
religious person. Actually, no. And they might be, but it's usually a hermit is usually someone who lives completely alone.
Oh.
And they go to the mountains, they go to the countryside, and they separate themselves from society. So they live completely alone. Okay. Next, yes.
So how they can get the food?
As they go hunting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or they go hunting, or they grow the food, or they come into town once or twice a year, very rarely. Okay, next one, hooligan. Any idea what hooligan is?
Sure. The one who violates rules, breaks rules.
A hooligan, usually this word is used if you think of football, and this I'm talking about European football. I think the Spaniards and the British football fans, usually male, can be hooligans. They have difficulties with, they cause problems at football matches. Maybe they're drunk, or they just are causing problems, and they're young, and they make too much noise or whatever. Does everyone understand?
That means the guy is a bad people.
Yeah,
they destroy the public property. Maybe painting on the wall of the street, like that.
In some respects, usually a hooligan, what you've described more as somebody like in a gang, but usually a hooligan is somebody that they might have a good job, but they go to a football match, or they go to a sports competition, and then they do not. And then they get drunk, and then they start causing problems. So a hooligan is usually a young person who causes problems at sporting events. So during football season, you will hear about the hooligans in Europe all the time. So
They maybe have a good education and have
they
a,
might,
okay.
but they might not. They might be factory workers, but they also might be executives. But they're just football fans or sports fans, and they cause problems because of alcohol.
Well, usually used for the sport.
Yeah, usually, yeah. A hooligan is just a young person who causes problems, but normally we use it when it comes to sporting events. So, okay, invigilator. Invigilator is a person who, when you go in, say for example, if you go to take the IELTS or the TOEFL or the TOEIC, the person who gives you the tests and stays in the room while you take the test is called the invigilator. And in American English, we call it a proctor.
Yeah.
Proctor in American English. And the verb is to, the invigilator proctors an exam. The verb is proctor. Okay, everyone understand that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and Devram, do you understand invigilator?
So.
So, okay. Midwife. A midwife is a lady, usually a lady, who assists women when they give birth.
Mm-hmm.
So they are not a doctor, they are not a nurse.
Oh.
They may have education, depending on the community, they may not. They might be the only person that gives birth to people. Hi, Araceli.
Hello,
Hi.
I'm back.
Okay, we're doing this. This class is a vocabulary and listening and a little bit of speaking class, where I'm going through and I'm explaining all of these words. Then I will read the definitions, and you guys will match the definitions based on listening. Then after that, we will discuss the words. So hopefully by the end, you will know all these words. That's the hope. So. And we're halfway through. So a midwife is a person who helps, usually a lady in a community who helps women have babies, give birth. Okay. A patriot. Does everyone know what a patriot is?
Yes.
What is your guess?
Yes, a man who stands for his country, makes everything for it. Fights for it.
Okay, it's really, it is very close to that. It's anyone who is proud of their country. So if you are proud of your country, then you are a patriot. And so that's what that is. Okay, picket.
Sounds like a political meeting.
Yes. To picket. In this respect, it has to do with a company, and when a company is on strike. When they go on strike, they take the signs, they're called picket signs, and they go out in front of the company and they picket. So they're called pickets. So they are striking and they're not working. They're paid by the union to picket in front of the company and just try to stop people from going into the company. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yes. For the labor organization.
Yeah. It's during a labor dispute or strike, and they are the people who are striking. Are the people who are striking. I wrote sticking. I meant striking. Striking. Okay, sibling. Abimelech, before he left, he described a sibling as a sibling is a single word for brother or sister. For example, I have 3 brothers and 1 sister. So I have 4 siblings. So, Araceli, how many siblings do you have?
I just have 1 sibling.
Okay, you have 1 sibling. Okay, Arthur, how many siblings do you have?
I also have 1 sibling.
Okay, so that's easy for you guys.
Yeah.
Devrim, how many siblings do you have?
2 siblings.
2 siblings, okay. And Ming, how about you? How many siblings do you have?
So 4 siblings.
Okay, you have 4 siblings. Okay, so is it two brothers and 2 sisters, or?
Yes, 2 brothers and 2 sisters.
Okay, awesome. And so you had the same as me, the 3 boys and 2 girls. So, okay. And the next word is spouse. And spouse is a single word for husband or wife. So since Devram and Araceli are women, and if you're married, you of course have a husband. Arthur, Ming, if you are married, you have a wife. And I'm talking to you guys, and I can say to you, talk to your husbands and wives, or I can say, talk to your spouses. So instead of using husbands and wives, I just use the word spouse. So it's a single word for husband and wife. Okay? Teetotaler is a British English word. Americans do not use this word, or very rarely, and they might not know the word if they do hear it. But a teetotaler is someone who never drinks alcohol, ever. And my grandparents and my parents were teetotalers. They never touched alcohol.
How would you say that in American English?
In American English, we use a verb. The verb is to abstain. So we would say, for example, my parents abstained from alcohol.
Oh, teetotaler.
But in British English, I would say, my parents are teetotalers. That's what I would say in British English. But in American English, we would use the to abstain. So good question, Araceli. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read those definitions, and you guys can tell me which word is which word I'm talking about. Okay, so bear with me a moment while I get the definitions out. First one I'm going to read about is, this is someone who supervises people taking an examination. He or she makes sure they don't cheat. What is that?
Invigilator.
Yes, invigilator. Invigilator. So this G is a silent G, invigilator. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna put this definition on the Verbling chat so you guys can copy and paste it if you want. If you're taking notes at all. All right, next one. This is a single word for husband or wife. What would that be? A single word for husband or wife. Anybody?
Spouse.
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 Yes, spouse.
Spouse. Okay.
Spouse.
Okay, and the next word is, this is someone who has withdrawn, deliberately withdrawn from society and lives completely alone.
Hermit.
A
Hermit.
hermit, yes.
Hermit. Yeah, hermit.
A hermit, okay. The next one is, this is someone who helps another person commit a crime.
Commit a crime.
Accomplice.
Accomplice, yes.
Accomplice.
You see, you guys said you didn't know these words. So, hopefully you will. Okay, so repetition is very good in language learning. It's really important. Okay, accomplice.
Accomplice.
Okay, so somebody who helps another person commit a crime. Okay, the next word is, this is someone who, during a strike, is placed outside a factory by his or her trade union to try to prevent other workers from going in until the strike is over.
Picket.
Picket.
Okay. Yes, a picket.
Picket.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Okay, the next one is, this is someone who is called in to settle a dispute between two people or groups, but usually at the request of both sides, e.g., during a strike.
Arbitrator.
Arbitrator, yes. Arbitrator, okay. Arbitrator. Okay, the next one is, this is someone who has been shipwrecked and lives completely alone on a desert island.
Yes,
Castaway.
Passed away, yeah. Therefore, the movie by Tom Hanks. Everybody remembers that. If you haven't seen it, it is actually a pretty interesting movie.
Yeah.
So, next one. This is someone who loves his or her country and feels very loyal towards it.
Patriot.
A patriot, yes.
Patriot.
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 Okay. Next. This is someone who is appointed to act as a judge in a competition.
Adjudicator. Adjudicator.
Adjudicator.
Adjudicator.
Adjudicator. Okay. Adjudicator. Okay. And next one. This is someone who is made to serve in a country's army, navy, or air force, whether he or she wants to or not.
Conscript.
Conscript, yes.
Conscript.
Conscript. Okay. And the next one is, this is someone who never drinks alcohol.
Oh, teetotaler.
Teetotaler, yes. I'm losing my mouse. Bear with me a moment. Teetotaler. Okay, and the next one is, this is a person who is entitled to receive money or property from a will or insurance policy.
Beneficiary.
Beneficiary, okay. Okay, and so we just have a few more. This is someone who is living in a foreign country.
Expatriate.
Expat or expatriate. Yeah, we usually just say expat.
Expatriate.
Yeah, expatriate. Okay, and then a couple more. This is a noisy, rough person, usually young, who causes damage or disturbance in public places, usually football games.
It's hooligan.
Hooligan, yes. Okay. And it's used a lot with football games. The next one is this is a nurse who has been specially trained to advise pregnant women and to assist them when giving birth. Midwife, and not always a nurse. So sometimes just a midwife.
Yeah.
So I know some ladies who are getting trained to be midwives, but they are not nurses. And I put hooligan twice. Bear with me a moment. Okay, and so the last one is, this is a single word for brother and sister. Sibling. Okay. Sibling. All right, so talk to me. Let's talk about some of these words now that you know what they all are. In Spain, Araceli, do you guys have midwives?
Yes, we do, but in our case, they are nurses. Well, they are more than, they have to be qualified. They are like doctors. They have to study a lot. Not as much as a doctor, but maybe a nurse has to study for 3 years and a midwife for 5 years, I believe. So they are quite specialized.
Oh, okay, so they're a specialized nurse in Spain. And how about in Uzbekistan? Arthur, do you guys have midwives?
I think they're nurses, actually.
Okay, in Uzbekistan, okay.
Yes, they should have education.
Okay. And Devrin, how about in Turkey?
In Turkey, all times we have midwife, but nowadays we haven't because they weren't legal.
Okay, so traditionally you had midwives, but now you don't have midwives because they're not educated, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. How about in Hong Kong, Sunming?
Others who needed to have a special training to help the woman how to born a baby.
Yeah, so you do have them. In the States, the midwives will usually assist in they assist in home births. Do you guys have home births in your country?
Born a baby at home?
Yep.
No.
Here in Spain, it's becoming more popular, but it's not very widespread.
Okay.
I believe in certain European countries like the Netherlands, maybe they are maybe 50% of all birth. But here in Spain, some people try with that, but it's not very popular because public health authorities don't trust that.
Okay. Yeah. How about in Uzbekistan?
I guess no. Probably more at hospitals.
Okay. That's what I heard last time I did this lesson. I heard everybody said they had not heard of home births. So how about in Turkey? Do you do any home births at all in Turkey?
Yes, I said that before.
Traditionally?
traditionally and all times in Turkey we have, but nowadays we don't have.
Okay, so you don't have the home births anymore. Yeah, and they came back into style, I would say, in the States about 20 years ago because our healthcare is so expensive. So for us, it's just because of money. So
Money.
yeah, it's a money issue. So
If you go to the hospital to born your baby is very expensive.
yes, to give birth, all healthcare in the
Because
U.S.
of transportation, we have midwife, but
Mhm.
we transport a hospital anymore.
Okay. So now because it's easy to get to the hospital, is you don't have them anymore. Okay.
Mhm.
I like as far as Ming, you asked about the cost. I like to give an example of my parents in 2003, 2004. My dad and mom came to Finland to see me in 2003, and my dad ended up getting to ride in an ambulance and staying the night in an ER. And his bill was about $350.
300.
Yeah, in Finland, and he had no insurance, but that was just what they charged us. If I would have had the same problem, I would have been charged 20 euro, about $25. Where my mom went to the emergency room in 2004, like a year later, and she had kidney stones, and she was in the emergency room for 4 hours, and the bill was $3,000.
Oh, if we use the ambulance to the EU, the emergency hospital, that's mean the department, we
Uh-huh.
just need to pay 12 US dollar.
Really?
Yeah, 12.
Yeah. The $350 was in Finland.
Oh.
And that was he was in the hospital from about 7 in the evening until about 10 in the morning, and in the emergency room the whole time. Where my mom was in, the $3,000 was in the States, and it was probably like from 10 in the morning until 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So
Here in Spain, you wouldn't have to pay anything.
really, even for foreign visitors?
Yes, if it is an emergency, you wouldn't have to pay. And even this is the problem here because we don't have too much money, and some people from Europe were coming here because they had some surgeries to be done, and in our country, no one has to pay for surgery or anything. So they would come here and spend some months here, so they have the right to have their surgeries here, and they were really expensive. And I'm talking about people from Germany and rich countries.
Oh wow.
Yes, but here, no matter where do you come from, if you are in an emergency, you will get health attention for free.
For free. Wow. Yeah. And in Finland, it would have been 20 euro if it would have been a Finn or myself, since I was on their health care. But since my dad wasn't, they charged him more. So, yeah. And so Ming, you said for ER, it's just $12 in Hong Kong.
If you needed to stay at the hospital, you also just to pay $12 for a day.
Wow. So you understand, in the U.S. it's like you go to a hospital for even an hour, you're going to be spending at least $1,000 or $500. So it's
So,
terrible.
so the American people needed to buy the health
Insurance.
insurance. Yeah,
Yeah, but
insurance.
even that is really expensive. I signed up for the Obamacare, and because of the amount of money that I make, it would have been about $300 a month, and that's actually quite expensive. So, especially when you don't go to the doctor hardly at all. So, okay, let's go to another word, and we're almost done actually. Accomplice. Artery. Arthur, have you ever been an accomplice?
No, I think no.
No. Okay. Have you ever been an accomplice for a prank?
Prank.
I just wrote it down.
Like a joke.
Yep.
Prank.
Have you ever helped somebody pull off a prank or a joke?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Probably yes. During like Fool's Day or
Yeah, April Fool's Day or okay. All right. So, Sum Ming, have you ever been worked with an arbitrator in your career?
Arbitrator
Mm-hmm.
work as arbitrator. No,
Yeah.
but in my city, we have arbitrator for the people when they want to solve their problem.
Mm-hmm.
They first go to the arbitrator with that cannot solve the problem. They will go to the judge.
Okay, so they go to the arbitrator first, and then they go to a judge. That's, I think, a better solution. So, Devrim, let's go to the word hermit. In Turkey, are there many hermits?
Yes, we are there many? Yes, there are many. 2,000 people hermit in Istanbul, in the street.
Okay, those are homeless.
Ah, yes. Oh, okay.
So
Homeless.
homeless. A hermit is somebody who might live in the mountains, and they might live in a cabin in the mountains, or.
But they homeless. They don't. Somebody homeless. Live alone.
Yes, and that is similar in that respect. Some homeless people are hermits.
Yes.
But some hermits are not. Most hermits are not homeless. Okay.
Yes.
I've heard in Russia.
I want to have it.
You want to be a hermit. I'm fine if
sometimes.
I would love to be a hermit as long as I have internet access. So, anyway, okay, it looks like we're out of time. I want to thank you all for your attention. I hope you've at least leave knowing at least 3 or 4 of these words, and that you've learned some words here. And I want to thank you very much, and you have a great rest of the day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.